Hello everybody and welcome back to Megaman Battle Network. Now, since the last episode, I have done a lot of grinding. I also changed up my folders, so instead of mostly B's, I now have all D's and one F. Yeah, I was doing a lot of grinding, so I got Fireman 3 as well as Fireman 2, and my folder is a complete mess. But yeah, I got these. Now, fun thing is, if you decide to grind out this way and you want to build a chip folder around it, you can stick at least 10 of these overpowered, time-freezing chips in your folder. Now, I'm not doing that because that takes a lot of grinding, and my folder is comprised of D's, not F's. So, yeah. But I also grinded out these sonic waves because they're more powerful, faster, and more helpful. I also switched out long swords for my fire swords. They don't do as much damage, but they cut down 2 rows instead of wide, and they don't do any fire damage, which will kind of suck for any wood element enemies that we come across, but at the same time it works better with the folder so that way I can continue moving, and I didn't grind out enough Cannon Ds, so yeah. They're kind of annoying to get. You have to get like an S rank against the Canadums, and for these ones, you have to get specifically a 7 or 6 rank, which means you have to take at least 1 or 2 hits before you kill the enemy, which is kind of annoying. And then I sometimes would just, do it perfectly, and then I would get Zenny, which kind of sucked. I also have a bunch of, other stuff, which we'll be able to use to some extent later in a small glitch that they fixed later, which will be helpful to me, because I don't enjoy it, but I do a lot of grinding. Also, another fun thing, though, is here you have sword, wide sword, and then long sword, all in S code that I have here. If you get these 3, they cause another type of program advance to happen, if you decide to go that route. But what it'll do is let you use 2 of each, not in quick succession. You could use them whenever you want, but you get 2 of each. And one more thing that I want to bring up is the Shockwave Cs. You can also get Sonawave Cs. I believe you have to S rank the Met 2s to get them, because I've got D and M's right now. But there is a third type of metal which does 100 damage and moves a bit faster with a piercing ground wave, like the text says, which can do 100 damage and is actually really good. And you can get them all in the C code, so if you really want to, you can go that route and just have a folder filled with shockwaves. And I'm coming back to Dex's house mostly so I can raid his PC now, because I didn't do it last time and I kind of need to. So might as well see what we can get. I don't know if I can get anything. I thought there was... Okay, I jumped out. That was my bad. Not mean to. We can also go into a few other places that I want to go ahead and do before we hit the Scilab and the Metroline. So there's just a few places in ACDC I want to go to before we do that. And yeah. And fun thing is, since my folder is way more fluid now, with the only thing that can really mess me up is the Fireman battleship, is just, not really a big deal. And it will help against, any bosses that we come across. And there we go, we got at Dex, so we can connect that next time we go on the internet. And X panel 3B. Why do I feel like I forgot something? I feel like I forgot something, because I'm probably not, but there's usually, it's one of these games. It might be the second. But there's just one thing that just sits in a corner panel, and I shouldn't have jacked out, but I thought of it right as I did. And I want to make sure, because that kind of terrifies me that I forgot something important, even if it's probably not even in this game, but I want to make sure. And I love my folder now because it's way more fluid. I know we're only on episode 5, but I am definitely willing to grind out a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, and here's one of these. Megaman can't decode this data. What is it? Exactly what we got, but they have these respawn whenever you exit, which is something I brought up before. In later games they fixed this, but it's kind of annoying because I think, oh, free mystery data. It's gotta be something different because of my preconceived notions, because I played the 3rd game first, not the first one. So, getting used to this is kind of annoying. Okay, we got a crossgun K for the game. So we're jacking to his GameCube right now, which is another small area. Oh, and I can show off how the wide sword works real quick, because it'll take him out the same way. It'll hit 2 panels forward instead of just the 1. I'm sure pretty much anyone that read the description already figured that out, as I also mentioned it when I was looking at it, but still, it's in my folder, might as well show it off, so that way, you know, it makes sense as to what it does. And I've got nothing that can do enough damage to this guy. Dang it! Whatever, just fly through him and then shoot him with a cannon before he could get anything off. I mean, he got it off, but it did not get close enough to me. Which is good. But if we come back over to Mail's house, she has a item in her room that we can jack into, not the piano. What is she doing back here? Eek! I'm getting dressed. Out. Okay, I forgot about that. But we can jack into this little robot here. And I forgot that was a thing that happened in this game. So, that's my bad. But anyway, we can come into this robot and we should be able to get a few more items? Or find more enemies? That works too. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you probably just hear me just spamming the button at ridiculous speeds because this controller that I'm using is loud, but it's better than the gamepad. And I can't hit you. Okay, I thought I was gonna get hit and he was gonna stop my attack right there just to make the battle go on a little bit longer. But thankfully that didn't happen. Okay, we got HP memory. That's always useful. Oh, and I'm actually getting close to the goal that I need. If you're wondering what I'm looking at is my Zenny when I pause the screen. Because I need to get a certain amount before we hit the next shop, which we're gonna hit soon. And if you're wondering why I'm doing that is because, well, the shops in this game, at least for power-ups, can get ridiculously expensive. Because, at least for the first episode, after I finished that one, I had to grind up to 20,000, and as you can see, I've already grinded to 60,000. It was at 59 when we started the episode, but still. Yeah. Well, there's one more thing to do, which is to head to Yai's house, because I believe there's one more thing we could do here, is this telephone over here we can jack into. And once we do that, we'll have another small network area that we can just explore real quick. And get some extra items, because, yeah. Okay, an Escape J isn't going to help me all that much, but having more items is always good. Also, weak enemies that do next to nothing. You can do 10 damage, get out of here! Shockwave K, I don't need that. I've already rid them of my folder because I have much better and more powerful tools. Okay, what do we got here? 1,000 Zunny, that will be helpful. Okay, we got Dash Guy and the Swordy. But my chips are more powerful and can handle them a lot better, so yeah. I don't have to worry so much about the stronger viruses that we're going to be coming across, at least for a while. My stuff is like only got me ready for the middle of the game, not so much the end, because viruses, at least some of them, can get to pretty ridiculous HP. Which makes sense, and you don't really hit that many of them, but oh boy. It's some of these viruses honestly can get to, like, I want to say not mini boss standard because they're not strong enough, but pretty much mini boss standard. But if we come over here, we can buy a ticket to the government complex, which means we can ride the stations and go to this place. What's over here? It's small, but it's a lot of stuff on sale. Or for sale. On. Either way, me just somehow getting words mixed up with other words. But yeah, now we're at the government complex, which means we can get the power-up from our dad. But if we pop by over here, we can talk to this girl. Would you like an all-natural lunch? Yes, here you go. Munch munch, landing a tasty and nutritious lunch. I kinda like you. My name is Sal. I work with the net to protect the nature. What? That doesn't make much sense. Anyway, there's so many viruses about lately. Would you like to practice net battling with me? Sure, I shall show you the power of nature. Woodman, come forth. And this is kind of what I mentioned by if we come across any wood-type enemies, and Fireman is perfect for this because... Okay, I'm waiting for him to move. He's a lot faster in one of the later games. Spoiler? Sorry, might have to bleep that out. And I probably will. But because he is a wood type, he takes double damage from fire attacks, and it goes for pretty much all the other elements, like Fireman if you use a water attack, which I don't think we have really access to yet. he'll take double damage from that, so if you keep that in mind, you can easily get stuff like this with the S rank. Oops, looks like I lost. I guess that I'm safe in giving this to you. You got Slash Sal. Use this to expand the net. Alright, so that's why I wanted to get that. And we can also jack into her little cart, which means we'll have access to other areas that we can, well, get to quicker, obviously. Now, I am going to save the game. The fun thing about this is you can save anywhere, which I probably should have mentioned sooner, but I should be able to handle it, but viruses in this area, especially the combination, can get pretty ridiculous, because we've got this cloudy virus here, who will jump up and then spawn a cloud, as well as this wood tower guy, who will constantly come down to rain towers on you. Here's the one thing though, add one more enemy, or like, even one more of these guys would be a problem, because you see how like fast they're moving. And even though I heal up after every fight, it can easily get to a point where it's just like an easy kill because of how much damage they do. Okay, we got at Sal, which means we'll be able to come and go as we please. There's still one more thing. Yeah, dear. Okay, we got a moss bag and then another wood tower. I should be able to take care of them. They do get nuts, but I haven't run into anything completely insane that's gonna kill me dead. So, yeah. Okay, and we got wood tower C. That could be useful later. And what do we got here? Recovery 20A. No, jack out. I'm not running all the way back. I'm not risking. I got lucky with running into 2 viruses and a combination that won't kill me immediately. So, yeah. Now, there's a bunch of stuff you want to check over here because there's a lot of places, well, not a lot of places, but there's a few places you can jack into. Leave this TV here. And if you check everything, you're not guaranteed items, but you can usually get a lot of items, like with the HP memory I got in the storage room back at the school, as well as the random escape chip, I think it was, that I got in the library room at the school. Oh, we have a new enemy. This is a ratty. At least that's what it's called. What he'll do is he'll jump around the tiles and eventually sit on one side. He'll either be at the very top or very bottom, never the middle. Usually, that's how he fights in the later games. I don't remember this one, so I could be wrong that he doesn't fire in the middle. But basically what he shoots can turn at least once to come down and try and hit you. And once he gets about to half health, I believe it is. In later games it's a little bit less health, like about 1/3, I want to say. Once you get them to half health in this game, they'll start getting a bit faster and going into like a crazy mode, I guess you could call it. But as long as you're careful with timing and you watch where they're going to jump to, because they try to stay out of the same row as you. So if you keep that in mind, and we got a Reton 1B. That could have been useful a bit earlier, but, you know, oh, hello. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you press the channel change button and nothing happens? That's because the channel switching program wasn't paying attention to his job. Well, I mean, that could be the case, but I don't think it is. Okay, this is for the sewer system, and I believe, yes, we can jack into this vending machine. Gotta explore everything because I'm a crazy nut that just, I like to explore. Going everywhere, I like to get items. It's just the best way to do things. Well, it's not the best way to do things. You can power through this game easily. And we have a new enemy. I don't recall the name for this one, but what he'll do is he'll shoot these aqua bubbles that'll jump across and try to hit you, and if you hit them, they'll break in that, like, large bomb fashion that can, if it hits the middle of your panels or the other side, can completely cover everything, and unless you have an invis going or a tape of barrier, you're gonna get hit. Okay, and then what we have now is just the regular water and fire variant. So yeah, what you can do though to prevent this is take them out if you have multiple, because eventually we're going to start getting some new upgrades that'll make us weak to specific elements, but you could change them out whenever you want to once you get more than one. So yeah, we just have a regular default armor right now, but we'll get some other stuff later, and Scilab is over here. But there's still a few more things I can do. So, can we jack into this one? Yes, we can. It's probably a little bit annoying for you guys that I'm just kind of like running around and collecting everything, but this is kind of just how I do things, because, yeah. Ooh, Whew, 500 zenny. That'll be very useful and save me a lot of time on grinding. At least for later. I've got plenty for the shop that we're going to have coming up soon. And here we have the Aqua Tower variants of the Fire Tower we've seen when we fought Fireman, at least in the Oven Network. Oh dear. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Come on. Okay, there's one down. He's a cannon. I can get that off faster. There we go. Even though I know I'm going to get it off first, it's like one of those things where I'm just like, oh, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Okay, we got an Aqua Tower R, which is useful. What do you say? Them new fuzzy logic programs always complain, why in my day, etc., etc., and we loved it. I think that's supposed to be like an old person joke. Well, not really an old person joke, but just something a joke, because old people say, like, we did such and such and we enjoyed it, type of thing. But honestly, I've never heard anyone in my life ever say that, so it's kind of just a joke I hear every now and again, so it doesn't really make much sense, relevant to me at least. I don't know if you've ever heard someone say that. But yeah, it's just me. Still though, it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. Okay, doesn't have a jack in port. Okay, so we can't go there, and there's nothing left. Okay, so we can go up to the elevator now. Let's see. The elevator may only be used by staff members. Well, then let me talk to you. Welcome to Scilab. Here we're using the power of science to improve our life. Can I help you? Yes. You're Dr. Hikari's son. I think he's in his lab. Want to go? Yes, please. Then please use that elevator. The elevator program will take you there automatically. Thank you. The elevator opened, and we immediately get dropped off at the Scilab floor. And now that we're at the lab, I believe we can jack into here. This is just going to be like another small area, but yeah. I want my items. I probably shouldn't need to, like, explain this so much like I am, but I'm kind of irrational about that. So, oh, we got more handies. And this is what I meant by, my folder is meant for the mid-game, because, yeah. Even in some of these areas, you can get viruses like these guys that have not ridiculous health. I've had to fight viruses in later games that you have to fight with this kind of health, as well as limited time. So, yeah. It's kind of one of those things. But still, that's for a later time. And even then, I'll be, like, ready and prepared for it. I am a test Navi. We develop new PETs here. I heard that a new kind of Navi was developed here. I'd love to meet it. I heard that it uses human... Oops, I almost gave away some top-secret information. Oh, hi, Dr. Hikari has given us emotions. We now laugh and get mad and worry like humans do. Is that not the defining condition of a humanity? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. So, maybe? Question mark? Okay, I probably picked the worst thing to go with. Okay, yeah, you can fire from the middle every now and again, and you're dead. I did not even realize he was about to jump into that. Okay, we got another Rattan. Steel, is there any more items? No, there isn't. Okay. We can leave that, because this is where we need to go. Let's see. A lab spawn. The ID says Dr. Hikari. Let's see. Hey, this PC is still running. Would it be okay to take a peek and try to find my program? Sure. Great, go ahead and jack in. I'll go check it out. I mean, if you were gonna just do that, not just, like, you know, mess and type on the computer or something to try and find it, I don't see why it would be a problem, but okay. I am just a caretaker program, not your dad's Navi. Megaman's power-up program, it's not here. It must be in your father's PET. He said he doesn't have my power-up program. Oh well, let's just leave him a message. Click, click. Okay, give this to him, Megaman. Okay. Megan gave Lan's mail to the caretaker program. Okay, give this to Lan's dad. I have the message for your father. And then there's also, like, this here, which should be the, at dad. And then we also have this, which is basically just a testing thing. This is a virus machine. You can use it for training. It will create viruses according to your Navi's power. Want to try some virus busting? And I'm not going to do that now because, as far as I know, until we, like, level up more, it's not going to spawn anything we haven't seen. And I want to check there's nothing inside. Okay, that might be something else I'm thinking of. But yeah, we can go ahead and head off back downstairs. So, yeah. Not much we can do. Want to head home? Yeah, might as well finish off the day. You know, keep moving along. I mean, there isn't really much after the whole Metroline thing, which is kind of nice. Things quiet down for a little while, but... Let's see... AC/DC. Alright, let's get moving, because we've already taken care of just like all the small things I wanted to do. Oh, we got a thing. Lan, you got mail. Okay. Sorry, Lan. I was busy when you came to visit, but I have some good news. I managed to compress the power-up program for Megaman I was talking about. Enjoy! Lan got a power-up, HP memory, and a power-up power-up. Don't forget to use the menu to equip power-ups. Also, listen to your mom. Yes. Oh wait, no, I was about to go through Dex's computer because that would have been faster, but I haven't unlocked it yet. So, yeah. There is one more thing I want to take care of before I end this off, which is head for the next area that we got from Sal, because there is another shop that should be in there, and ooh, got a Megman.exe. Because as far as I know, you need a lot of Zenny to at least just buy out the shops. It kind of gets ridiculous. Let's see, where are my notes? Yeah, because for the shops that we're going to, I needed to grind out 61 grand. And I was about to hit pause, but then I ran into a virus. Okay. Probably should just grab the sauna wave instead of doing this. But either way, they're dead. But yeah, the shops can get fairly ridiculous, because the last one was only like 1,800 grand and another, well, 18 and a half technically. Yeah. But it's not that big of a deal. Getting the extra power-ups is always useful, believe me. And if you're not one that minds grinding too much, like myself, it's really not a big deal. And the more stuff that you get, especially with grinding, it'll definitely help out, because, like, as you can see, normally, if you just try and speed through the game, like the folder that we had back at the start, you probably wouldn't be able to make much changes to it, whereas I currently have a pretty decently decked out one, I'd like to say, that helps me take care of viruses faster. So, grinding could definitely help out your playing experience. Right. Guess we don't have anything to do today. You don't help me. Okay, going up from here takes you to the government complex. Going down leads you to Dentown. Okay, I believe I'm probably going the wrong way, but I don't think we explored over here last time. And this might take me to what I'm looking for, but we got more viruses. Okay, wait, no. Grab it this way. Hopefully they'll come together to get hit with that, and then I can just dash through them. Okay, that takes care of those two. Also, if you're wondering why I want to go through the shop, is because then I can start grinding after this episode for the next shop. See? It gets a tiny bit nuts with the amount of grinding I have to do, but I don't mind it. It's just something to do. And it keeps me busy. But yeah, this is... I wouldn't say it's a grinding heavy game, but it's definitely something that you'll have more success if you worry about that. Let's see. It says Muse link required for access. Access denied. Okay. Can't go that way. I think the one I was looking for was the other way, and there's nothing down here. Yeah, kinda sucks. There is also, because we technically know about this, Stone Man's ghost, but I don't think we can get to it now. I want to say it's in this area, but if my memory serves me correctly, and it most of the time does not, I believe it's in another area, or it would be around here? No. The also other possible fact is it doesn't pop up until you, like, end the day, so it wouldn't pop up for me because, well, technically in this day we took care of Stone Man and went to the government complex with a lot of grinding in between. But still, it's not a big deal. Though, okay, now I just gotta figure out where I'm going, because you get used to these network areas, especially in the first game. I'm sure with enough diligence you can memorize it, because I have no problem knowing exactly where I am in other games, but this one is kind of just nuts. I mean, I have a general idea of, like, where I am at least for the beginning areas, but once you start getting deeper in, at least for myself, it starts getting to a point where it's just like, where am I going? Where am I? What area am I in? Someone give me a map. Okay, we got a new enemy. I'm just gonna use Fireman. He is called a cannonball. What he'll do is he'll sit there and wait, because you can't attack him right now, until he fires a cannonball at you, which will break your panels slowly. And if you have to deal with multiple, especially if they get a lot faster, things can easily turn bad quick. But right now, just one of them isn't a big deal. And dang it, getting blocked off. Not a big deal, but still just one of those things that's just like, come on. Okay, I think I'm going the wrong way. So I believe I gotta head back slightly, because it's supposed to be a ramp or something. You are not dead. Thought I hit you with something. To at least weaken it. We gotta dash B. Let me head back, because I believe that hit goes to a World 3 door that we can't do anything with right now, which kind of sucks. But we'll be able to deal with them eventually. Hopefully. The only thing now is just managing to get to the next area so I can find the shopkeeper. I don't really plan on doing much exploring once we get there, but I just want to find the shopkeep. That's really all I'm trying to do. I believe it's just around here. I think if I could stop running into viruses for like a split second, it would be nice. But it doesn't seem to want to happen. It's right now. Either way, no big deal. Honestly, like I said, grinding. I don't really care much about taking care of viruses, and here we are. It says Sal's link required for access. Megaman use /Sal. And if I'm not mistaken, we're now in the area where Sal's link, or like where we get to access like Sal and then our dad's link. And here we have a Sparky or Thunder. I can never remember their names. Mostly because I'm so used to them popping up on the screen, but they don't do that in this game. But once we unlock these, we'll be able to, let's see. Okay, this is Sal's. If we go from the ones that are Dad's, it will help us out a lot because we can get further in faster, which is a lot more helpful than you might think. Okay, we got, what do we have here? Spreader H, and I believe this is the guy I'm looking for. I'm a net merchant, want to see my wares? And yes, we do. And this is exactly what I was talking about with different armors, is we have the wood armor that we can buy here. So we can purchase that, and we can also buy some extra stuff. Okay, more HP memory, thank you. No, definitely, you don't have any more. He also has these M cannons, which are basically just the final power of the cannons, and sadly he doesn't have any more powers, but we still have the one that we got from our dad, so I can upgrade my Buster. And we have now got 400 HP. But with the wood armor equipped, you might think that it would lessen the power of electrical attacks, and you'd be wrong. I'm sorry to say. This doesn't lessen the damage of attacks. It will double the damage from fire attacks, but it can help slightly. I believe the different armors do different things. Just give me one sec. Let's see. I have to look this up because I'm not 100% sure on this. Let's see. Armor. That's not how you spell it. I'm sorry. I probably should cut this out. I'll be right back. Okay, so after a bit of research, what the internet tells me is that all of the armors will have your damage. So the Metars that we fought that did 10 damage when they would hit us normally will now only do 5 points worth of damage, taking me down to currently 395 health. But if we get hit with a fire attack, it'll do, I believe, double damage, or we won't take any damage. It's been a while since I've tested this out, so I'm not 100% on this, and the website that I looked at didn't say anything else. So I'm sorry I don't know about this for sure, but all the armors that we'll eventually get, because we get 2 more, I'm not going to spoil what they are now, but we get 2 more armors that will help us out later, that we'll be able to switch out once we buy them. But for now we just have the wood armor, which will have any damage we take unless they're from fire attacks. But for now, turn in for the day. Okay, I did not mean to do that, but it's not a big deal. 1 month has passed since the school jacking incidents. World 3 net crime grows worse, and the damage is more serious daily. Peace didn't last long in the east town of ACDC. Lan, it's morning. Reminds me of day 1. Come on, it's Saturday. Let me sleep. Ah, you're right. Told ya. But remember, you have weekend class this week. Aw, man. That's gotta suck. It's Saturday and then you have weekend class. Is that an actual thing? Because I didn't go to a public school. Anyway, well, that's a topic for another day. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Later.